Afternoon baseball now on a fine Sunday from Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. Opening day is here as we get the new season underway with a good matchup between the Mets and the Kansas City Royals. Hi again, everybody. It's finally here. Welcome to our special opening day edition of Baseball on the Show. I'm joined by Eric Karros and Steve Lyons. And Steve, as we get set to get things going, it's the pitching that has to be considered one of the strong points on this ball club.
Yeah, and pitching is going to be important for these guys. No question about it. They're only going to go as far as this group right here is going to take them. And to me, it looks like a staff that's capable of getting the job done.
The game's count starting now. It's opening day. It's the show. And it's coming up next. The crowd is ready to erupt as their guys get set to take the field. Let's join public address announcer Mike Carlucci.
And now, your 2018 Kansas City Royals.
Quickly now, we'll look at the two men who are entrusted with the starting pitching assignment here to begin the new year. With that, here are Terry Collins' New York Mets. Steve, what's their focus as they go for their first win?
Well, they're facing a guy today that throws a lot of strikes, so you're going to have to be aggressive early in the count, but get the ball up in the zone. Shorten up a little bit, put the ball in play.
Justin Masterson gets the call to pitch here on opening day in front of the hometown crowd. Eric, any thoughts?
Well, guys, remember last year he had an ERA under 4. Very solid, very dependable.
And with a quick breather here, let's take a look at the defensive alignment for Kansas City. It's brought to us by Majestic. Eric, what do we need to know?
Well, guys, we've got the reigning Gold Glove Award winner in left field. Great with outfield assists, covers a lot of ground, really one of the smartest players at his position.
Alonzo Cochran makes his way to the plate, and we are ready for some daytime baseball.
Number 6.
And spring training is officially behind us now as the first pitch of the season is looked at for ball 1.
First pitch, 1-11.
Masterson gets the sign. 1-0 on its way. Now a fastball for a called strike. It's 1-1. A very fine afternoon for baseball. 67 degrees here at first pitch. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the sinker, and it's 1-2. You have to figure that sinker's going to be an important pitch for him here this afternoon.
No question about it. Obviously, it's his ground ball pitch, so if you're a hitter, you're going to need to make him bring that pitch up a bit.
And a sinker dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact. He pulls this one into right, and that's in there, a base hit. So the leadoff man is on here to get this one underway.
Well, a line shot into right to start things out. Now you have to worry about whether he'll be on the move or not.
Right.
Here's the third baseman, David Wright, as he'll take a tough pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike one. Seemed to quicken his delivery to the plate on that last pitch.
Well, you got to remember the slide step does two things for you. It gets the catcher the ball quicker so he can throw a guy out, or it will hold the runner on first so he doesn't steal it all.
Now the 0-1. Runners off for second. Pitch outside. The throw. And it's far too late as he steals second with ease.
And this is all about a table setter at the top of the lineup doing his job perfectly. Gets on base to start the ball game. Now he's into second on the stolen base, and they're off to a fast start here early on.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Now after the stolen base, any thought of a bunt here to get him to third?
This early, I don't really see the need. I mean, then you're saying we just want to play for one.
Yeah, I think later on in a tight ball game, maybe you might see a bunt, or if you're in the bottom of the lineup. But here, I agree with EK. Just let him hack.
A throw behind the runner at second, and he's back standing. No one out with a runner at second. Now a spin and another throw back to second, keeping particularly close tabs on him. Ripped down the first base line. A dive, but he can't get it. It's through into the outfield. And they're going to take a 1-0 lead as the run comes across to score.
Well, if these guys are going to do anything this season, he's going to need to be a big part of that offense. And he comes through big time right here with a base hit in his very first at bat.
Throw over to the bag, back in standing.
Keeping him close.
Stepping in now, Bryant Tyner, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. And he falls behind 0-2. Inside, as that perhaps will back him off a bit. 1-2. And there are the umpires assigned to this one. Calling balls and strikes is Mr. Mike Fillmore.
And Fillmore usually gets high praise from most people for his command of the zone. He will occasionally give the pitcher just a little extra off the plate if he spots it well, though.
And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2. High in the air out towards shallow right. Under it is Venable as he takes it for the first out.
Batting fourth, catcher, Mark Piazza.
Mark Piazza steps in with 1 in, 1 out, and 1 on here in the inning.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good inning here so far, so we'll see if they can scratch another run across right here.
Chop foul right at home plate. It's strike one. Oh and 1. Here it comes. Boy, he comes back with a beautiful pitch there, and he's dominating this at bat. It's 0-2 now. Runner at first here, 1 man out. Good job of holding up on the low ball there, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, smart pitch there. If you've got him to reach for it 0-1, maybe he'll do it again 0-2.
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Well, he kind of got caught chasing those first 2 pitches out of the strike zone, but I think he's caught on to their little game now. 2 tough pitches that he took with 2 strikes, and the count now 2-2.
throw over to first. A dive, but he's back. He's set. Here's the 2-2. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Runners on first with one down. Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. Still hanging with him. Another good swing to keep it going. Now a throw over to first, and the runner back safely.
Why not? Make him get dirty.
Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. I had him guessing that time as he's barely able to foul it away. Here's a look over to first, and a dive, but he's back in. Making him work out there. The 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up. And that's taken high for a ball. It's full now, 3-2.
Now the question, do you send the guy on 3-2 with 1 out? You figure you're going to get something around the plate.
Throw over to the bag, and a dive, but he's back.
Got a pretty good lead right there.
And another throw over, and the runner back. And he misses with that one for ball 4. So that'll put runners on first and second now with 1 away.
Boy, try as he might, he could not put this guy away. And this has got to be the at-bat of the game so far. To make a guy burn through that many pitches and still come out of it with a walk, well, that's a 5-star at-bat in my mind.
Basil Padilla will stand in as he'll get a break from playing the field and be the DH here in this one.
Yeah, it's a nice luxury to have here in an interleague ball game. You give him a little bit of a break from the field, but you still keep that big bat in the lineup.
He's set. Here it comes. And he gets a piece here as this ball is fouled away. The 0-1. Hit hard back up the middle. And that's through into center field. Base hit. Around third and being waved on home. The runner from second crosses the plate. It's a 2-0 ball game.
Batting sixth, first
Lucas Duda stands in with another first-inning RBI opportunity in store.
Yeah, and this has been an impressive first inning for these guys, and you know they'd love to tack one on here.
Ground ball sent back up the middle. He'll go to the bag for 1. On to Hosmer, a double play, and the inning is over. So it's 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. We'll move on to the bottom half of inning number 1. It's the Mets 2. KC coming to bat. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. And with that, here's a look at the hometown Royals starting lineup card. Steve, what's the key for him against one of the best starters in the game?
Oh, you got to chip away. You're down by 2 after the top of the first, and that doesn't guarantee they're not going to score more runs as this game goes along, but find a way to get yourself back in this game.
Matt Harvey is on the mound for the season opener on the road in this one. What do you have for us on him, EK?
Well, Matty, he was the Cy Young Award winner last year. You know he's one of the best pitchers in all of the game, and he's looking to prove that that award last year was no fluke.
With a moment now, let's take a look at the defense for the New York Mets. It's brought to us by Majestic. Any thoughts, Eric?
Well, guys, remember, this manager has not jumped on board with all the defensive shifts. still that old school mentality, plays guys straight up. So we'll see how that impacts this game.
Will Venable comes to the plate to lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
Right fielder, Will Venable.
High in the air out to center field. Tyner giving chase. And he hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
You know, that's the thing with throwing a fastball as hard as he does. It makes fly balls travel that much farther off the bat. And this thing gets out there a long ways before it finally gets tracked down.
Into the box, Lorenzo Cain. He'll get to take his first cuts here. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball one. 1-0.
Boy, I don't know that I'd want to be facing this guy right now. He looks pretty fired up out there.
Yeah, he looks like he could run that fastball through a brick wall.
This one's a strike. It's 1-1.
Corner paint right there, 97 miles an hour. What are you going to do with that?
That's in there on the outer half. 1-2 now. Pretty clear the plan is to keep everything away.
And that's smart for most guys, but you've got to know your scouting report because this is a guy that can cover the outside part of the plate.
On the ground to third. Wright has it. Throw gets him. 2 down.
Batting third, first baseman, Eric Hosmer.
Eric Hosmer gets his first cuts now. The bases are empty, and there are 2 away here in the opening frame.
Yeah, nothing doing so far here. He kind of needs to put up a tough at-bat right here just to make this guy work a little bit.
Oh, and that one slung through the strike zone that time at 98. 0-1.
Already hitting 98 miles an hour here in the first inning. He's one of the hardest throwers that these guys will see all year long.
Chop foul over towards the dugout. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And certainly no offer at that one. It's 1-2. Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Tyner is going to have room out there as he puts this away to retire the side. KC down in order. They're still down. It's 2-0. Yoenis Cespedes makes his way to the plate. He'll get us started here in the top of the second.
And this is a guy that can make a big change in this game with one swing of the bat because you know he has big-time power.
Oh, and a hearty cut there to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
And this is a guy who will not get cheated up there, and he almost came out of his shoes on that one.
Chased a low ball there, and he's quickly down in the count 0-2. Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. Masterson into the windup. Here it is on 0-2. And he squares this one nicely, and it's lined into center field for a leadoff single.
Yeah, the first inning was no picnic, and now he's already in trouble again here in the second. He hadn't looked all that sharp so far, and he's in danger of really putting his guys behind the 8 ball early.
Into the box now,
Curtis Granderson.
as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1.
And, you know, I think it's going to be important that when guys get their pitches, they take advantage. There it looked like he was taken all the way, and he may not get another pitch that catches that much of the plate.
Sinker, 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, runner on first. And he pumps the fastball by him here. 1-2 now.
Gotta like the approach right here. He's basically saying, if you're going to beat me, you're going to have to take it to left field, because I don't think he's going to give this guy anything he can pull.
A ball and 2 strikes. Here it is. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Gordon's after it, and that's the first out of the inning.
Well, the only good news that comes out of this at-bat is that he stayed out of the double play. Other than that, this at-bat really didn't achieve a whole lot.
Neil Walker is in to take his first swings here with the runner still at first and 1 away.
Well, too bad that last guy couldn't advance the man into scoring position, so now it's probably going to take a gapper to get him home.
And a sinker dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact. Throw over to first, and he'll get back in safely. And again a throw. Runner back safely.
Just keeping an eye on him.
Runner at first here, 1 man out. And he misses low with it, 2-0. Looks like he employed the slide step on that last pitch.
Well, maybe you see a little cat and mouse game going between the pitcher and the runner right now. We'll see who wins this duel.
Now a throw over to first and a dive, but he's back in there. Two 2-0 pitch on the way. Pulls this one into the air out into right field. Venable on the run. 2 gone.
Sometimes when you're facing the bottom third of an order, hey, just run it up there. Let him hit it. This is now back-to-back flyouts, and he hasn't had to work all that hard to get them.
Alonzo Cochran will stand in now, the recipient of a National League Silver Slugger Award for his contributions at shortstop last year. And prior to the first pitch, he'll look to first, and he'll dive back in. First delivery to him on the way. Goes the other way with it as this is in the air down the line in left. And Gordon will make the catch to retire the side. So it's no runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left. On now to the bottom of the second. The Mets lead this one 2-0. Alex Gordon strides into the box now to lead off the home half of the second inning.
Alex Gordon.
Here comes the first pitch. This one's flared out toward left. Cespedes comes in a few steps as he hauls it in for the first out.
Batting fifth, designated hitter, Adam Lind.
So the bases are empty with 1 man gone. And here's the designated hitter, Adam Lind. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Ooh, he saws him off with that one. On to first here as Lind is set down now 2 away.
Well, let's just see if we can slow this way down and see the point of impact. He's going to be bunched up a little bit on this one and get it right down below the label. And sure enough, that's a great shot right there. This bat just explodes on impact.
Here's the catcher, Salvador Perez, as he'll take a look at ball 1.
And that fastball of his
definitely catches your attention. I mean, especially when it's on the inner half.
And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
Well, it's looking like this might be their best chance to get that first base runner out there. And really, this has been one of the few guys that's even been ahead in the count.
In the dirt, it's 3-0 now.
I think at this point, a 2-out walk isn't the worst thing in the world. You'd like to avoid it if you can, but this can be a dangerous spot if you just groove one.
And there's a strike as he'll try to work his way back. It's 3-1.
Yeah, a much better pitch there than the one he threw on 2-0.
And there's a called strike at the knees as he was hoping for a base on balls there, but it's a full count now, 3-2.
Very economical to start out there. Got through that first inning on just 9 pitches. He's got a chance to keep it in single digits here again in the second.
This is hit high in the air out toward left center. And that'll get down out there near the wall. Around first, Perez on his way for second. And he will stroll in there standing with a 2-out double.
I don't know. That looked like a slider that time, but it was just sort of a cement mixer. It just spun and did nothing. And he whacked this thing into the gap. No way to run this one down, and he winds up at second with 2 bases.
Mike Moustakas will get an opportunity here in a run-scoring spot now following the 2-out double.
And this is really where you earn your money. Runner on second, 2 outs. Let's see what he can do here.
Below the knees, 1 ball, no strikes. Well, we'll give you a look there at the graphic. He records his first double of the year here on opening day. That evens it up, 1-1. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. 1-2 now as that's in there at the knees.
Yeah, you know, they've been going hard in, but with the count the way it is right now, this opens up a whole lot more options.
Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. Danger averted following the 2-out double. We're back with more on a Sunday afternoon following this. Back now in the Midwest from the city of Fountains, Kansas City, Missouri, all set to go in the top of the third. David Wright will dig in. A Silver Slugger winner in the National League a season ago.
David Wright.
Into the seats, 0-1. Masterson has his target coming at him with the 0-1. And good contact there as this is hit high and deep to right center. There to take it now is Kane as he puts it away for the first out.
Now batting.
Well, they took him up the ladder right there with the fastball, and he actually did a pretty good job to get wood on it at all. But it's still an easy play out there in center field.
Bryant Tyner is at the plate now, flied out at his first at-bat.
And that's just not really his game. Anytime he keeps it on the ground, he's got a pretty good chance of beating out a hit.
Oof, looks like he's chasing butterflies with that swing. It's 0-1.
Yeah, he really pulled off of that one, and that's not the kind of swing we're accustomed to seeing from a guy like him.
Especially starting off an at-bat.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. And he missed with it. It's 1-2.
Oh, classic strikeout pitch there on 0-2. It's one he loves going to, but great recognition there at the plate to lay off.
swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Kane is under it. He's got it, and there are 2 down now.
Now batting, catcher, Mark Piazza.
Mark Piazza will stand in. He drew base on balls his first time. Into the windup and the pitch. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
Now that he's fully loose out there, you can see he's getting a little more zip on that fastball than he had coming out of the gate.
Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And Hosmer will just look this one in, and the inning is over. So they go quietly here in this half inning. We'll head now to the home half of inning number 3. It's the Mets 2 and the Royals nothing. Leading off the inning, Omar Infante, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
Omar Infante.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. And the 34-year-old veteran looks at a called strike. It's 0-1. And this misses the outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1. Lofted in the air out toward right center. And there to take it in is Granderson for the first out of the inning.
Batting ninth, the shortstop, Jimmy Rollins.
Striding into the box, Jimmy Rollins, as the switch hitter will take his cuts left-handed here.
And now he's hitting left-handed, where he's a lot more comfortable over his career. Tends to make better contact from the left side, so I think he's happy to be over there.
And here is strike one call to the 37-year-old veteran up there. 0-1. Rollins swings and misses as he's behind here. 0-2.
It doesn't look like the nerves are getting to him so far. He looks pretty good out there.
Now Rollins swings and misses on a good pitch that time as he's rung up for out number 2.
If you want to see a guy get blown away at the plate, this is just one finger down 3 times in a row. He was just overmatched there.
Here's Will Venable now. As he swings and hits this one fouled off to the right and out of play. 2 out, nobody on. And he takes something off there and had him way out in front for strike 2.
And you kind of get the sense that he's not really messing around out there too much. There hasn't been a whole lot of setting guys up here in this inning. He's just trying to get himself back into that dugout as fast as he can.
Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by him, and the inning is over. Royals go down 1-2-3. They trail things here 2-0. Basil Padilla is ready here as we begin the top of the 4th.
And they jumped out to that early lead, so now it's all about just adding on.
And he'll start the inning with a pitch that misses off the plate. It's ball 1. And a sinker dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact.
Well, not close on either of these first 2 pitches. He's going to have to find the release point quick before he loses the leadoff guy.
Masterson's ready. Here's the 2-0 pitch. 3-0 now.
Not the best of starts to this fourth inning.
Big rip at the 3-0 sinker, but he didn't get it. 3-1.
Not a very convincing swing there, especially on a 3-0.
Grounded back up the middle. Backhanded. And the off-balance throw beats him at first, and that's a tough play.
Boy, and he's come out with a plan against these hitters, and he's executed that plan to perfection here early on. That's 7 in a row now he's set down.
Lucas Duda will stand in, the winner of last year's Silver Slugger Award for first baseman in the National League. Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. Lifted into center field. He'll take this in without much trouble, and 2 are gone here to start the fourth. So with the fly out there coming on the fastball, seems like an appropriate time to check out our pitch speed comparison for these two starters. And whoa, you see the big number. How about 99 for a top speed? Not too many guys around the league can match that. Yoenis Cespedes is the batter. Got a base hit in his first trip. And this one's nowhere close as that bounces to the plate for ball 1.
Ball.
2-0 now.
And this is all about handling a guy like this with kid gloves. You know, walk him if you have to, but don't let him be the one to beat you.
2-0 count, and the pitch. 3-0 now. You figure he's taken now on the 3-ball count?
Maybe even taking 2.
From the windup, the 3-0 pitch. And that one's taken outside for a ball. He walked him. So no 1-2-3 inning here. They've got themselves a 2-out base runner.
Yeah, that's pretty clearly a pitch around. They didn't want any part of him. With the bases empty and 2 outs, a walk's not the worst thing in the world.
Curtis Granderson will dig in now, hoping to perhaps make him pay for the 2-out walk.
Yeah, nothing going on earlier in this inning, but a chance to make some noise right here. Those kind of walks often seem to come back and bite guys somehow.
Now a swing and a miss as they start him out on a pitch well inside for strike 1.
Boy, we're well into this ball game now, and he's thrown 70% first pitch strikes to all the hitters he's faced. And when you can get ahead, your results are going to turn out well.
Set to deliver the 0-1. Chop fouled over towards the coaching box. Here's the 0-2. Line drive to left. In there, a base hit.
The batter, number 22, second baseman.
Here you go. Let's check this out in show motion. Look at him pick up that front leg, bring it down to get set, and then bang! Right down the left field line. That's a great look there.
Here's Neil Walker as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce one foul for the first strike. Action in that KC pen now as the right-hander's begun to loosen up. Swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. He's ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hard hit towards center. And that's in there. Base hit. Around third and being waved on home. The run scores from second. It's a 3-0 game.
And nothing gains momentum more than a 2-strike, 2-out RBI. He just stays with his ball nicely. That'll fire up the whole dugout.
Alonzo Cochran gets a shot here with 2 on and 2 out here in the fourth.
And a big 2-out at-bat right here. You know, it's still early in this game, but you don't want to have to look back on this as a major missed opportunity later on.
A fastball off the plate away. It's ball 1.
And I think that's been a big part of the problem so far. He just can't locate his fastball, especially in situations where he has to.
And that's high and away, and the count goes to 2-0.
And one thing you can't do here, you cannot lose him and load the bases. He's still got a couple pitches to play with, but I'd expect this one to be somewhere in the strike zone.
And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1. 3 runs, 6 hits, and no errors on the Mets line score so far. Lifted in the air out to left. Moving under it, Gordon, and that's the 3rd out. Mets played a run on a couple of hits. To the bottom of inning number 4 we go. The Mets lead it 3-0. Leading off the inning, Lorenzo Cain, and they'll need him to get something going here.
And right here is an important time for them to climb back into this one. They definitely want to even this one up sooner rather than later.
That's yanked into the stands, strike 1. Well, with Lorenzo Cain up there, I think about all the ways a player's career can unfold. Cain was drafted by the Brewers in 2004, came to Kansas City in 2010 when he was one of the players in the Zach Greinke deal. Throw by right is in time for out number 1.
Eric Hosmer.
1 away for the Royals here in the 4th. And standing in, here's the first baseman, Eric Hosmer. High pop-up. Duda is there for it. And he brings it in for the 2nd out of the inning.
Just coasting right along here. Gets another pop-up, and but look, he's barely breaking a sweat out there now.
Into the box now, Alex Gordon. He flew out in his last at-bat. Starts him out with a slider for a strike.
Well, that's just unfair right there. I mean, most guys throw a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. He's throwing a 91-mile-an-hour slider.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And a good-looking swing there from Gordon, but he can't come up with it, and it's 0-2 now.
Yeah, that pitch is still up a little bit, but at least this one was out on a corner. But I don't think I'd want to be making a living up there too much. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. KC down in order. Still down 3-0. David Wright heads for the box to start off the 5th in this one.
3rd baseman, number 5, David Wright.
Here's the first pitch to him. That ball's headed for the gap in left center. He's got a base hit, possibly more. And they'll start this inning off with a base hit as that one's through.
The batter, center fielder, Brian Tyner.
Now here comes Kansas City manager Ned Yost making that slow walk to the mound. And he's going to motion for the bullpen, as that'll be all for his starter this afternoon. So he'll depart after working just 4+ innings, as this will not go down as a quality start, that's for sure. Kevin Correa is going to take over here in inning number 5, as it's going to be up to their bullpen to try and keep him in the game here. Bryant Tyner will be the first to stand in against the new pitcher, as he'll do so with a runner at first and nobody out. And maybe trying to get him off stride at the plate, so he'll step out and ask for time. Sends that one out of play for strike one. 3 runs, 7 hits, and no errors on the Mets line score so far. And here's a swing and a miss as he falls behind 0-2.
One thing you've got to be aware of as a hitter is he's going to give you a bit of a variety up there. He's got 5 pitches, and he's going to use all of them.
And now maybe a mind game or two going on down there as he steps out a second time in the AB. Set to deliver on 0-2. Here it comes. Chopped foul at the plate, and we'll do it again. And another foul ball. Here's the 0-2. Chop foul at the plate, and he stays alive, still 0-2. Here's a look over to first, and the runner back easily.
Just checking.
A runner at first with no outs here. Line softly toward the hole, but he will come on strong out there in right and pull this one down for the first out.
Well, he's now 0 for 3 in this one, but he's had a couple of good at-bats mixed in there. He's seeing the ball really well. They just don't want to fall in for him.
Mark Piazza will stand in for the 3rd time now, still without a hit, so that streak could be in a bit of jeopardy.
And I think that's in the back of his mind, but it's not something he's really focused on. He just wants to get up there and put a good swing on the ball.
And now that Royals bullpen will get busy as we see both the southpaw and a right-hander get loose. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 0-1.
Yeah, and that's the swing of a guy hoping for a first pitch curveball right there. If he gets it, he hammers it. If not, he's about 3 feet too late.
He's set. Here's the 0-1. This is line to left, and that'll get down for a base hit.
Well, you know you're talking about a nice streak when you get up over 10 games in a row, and now that's 11 for this guy, so he is feeling it.
In now, Basil Padilla. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. Oh, look at Hosmer. Throw to second is in time. Back to first, and they won't get them both, but they wouldn't have had any had it not been for an excellent play at first base. Here's Lucas Duda now as he swings here and sends a chopper out toward the hole. And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. When we return, we'll see Adam Lind lead things off. Home half of the 5th coming up. Mets out in front, 3-0. Adam Lind will stand in to start things out here in the home half of the 5th. And you get the sense, Steve, that this crowd's been pretty well taken out of the ballgame to this point.
Yeah, they pretty much had to sit on their hands all afternoon. Not a lot to get excited about so far. And I think that's a credit to that man out there on the mound. He's cut right through this lineup for the first 4 innings.
And this is fouled back and out of play. Harvey gets the sign. Here's the 0-1. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
Well, you get the sense that what they need is one big hit from anybody in the lineup. If they could get one, it could get them right back in this game, because right now they just seem out of it.
Lays off that time, and it's 1-2.
And I think that might have been a little bit of a purpose pitch right there up in the zone. Now I think he's going to come back down with something to try to get that strikeout.
And a good take there. Close, but it's 2-2.
I think you have to ask yourself, was he trying to throw a fastball for a strike right there? Or was he just trying to set me up for that changeup away?
And this misses, so that'll fill the count at 3-2.
Oh, I think he'd be real happy with a leadoff walk. Something just to get things started against this guy.
Just staying alive, putting together a really good at-bat here. And he takes strike 3 called on the fastball. 1 gone. There's our line score through the first 4.5, and these guys have basically had the bats taken right out of their hands. Just 1 hit to this point. Now to the plate, Salvador Perez. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here.
Boy, he had a great at-bat last time up, and he'll look for another pitch he can drive right here.
And that's into the outfield for a 1-out hit.
Just the second hit they've got against him so far as we check on his numbers to this point. He's pretty much been in control all afternoon, so we'll see if he can keep that string of zeros going.
Ready now, Mike Moustakas. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
It was a pretty big strikeout, too, because he had a chance to drive in a run, so I'm sure he's going to be thinking about that missed opportunity for a little while.
There's a first pitch curveball trying to come back to the outside corner. Didn't get it that time. It's ball 1.
He wanted to go after that one, but that's a good eye to just watch it all the way in.
One-oh count. Here it is. That one's going to find the seats. Strike 1. Well, because of his strong play in both of the 2014 and 15 postseasons, some might forget that as recently as 2014, he was splitting time between the big leagues and AAA. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Fought off at the plate, and will do it again. Well, Moustakas' struggles were erased in the first half of the 2015 season. He was hitting .300 right before the break and was named to his first All-Star team.
Yeah, he's one of those guys where you could see something definitely click for him in 2015. His average is way up. He had career highs in home runs and RBIs, and I think he shows no signs of looking back now.
Omar Infante to stand in. As the first pitch to him is a changeup that can't find the zone. It's ball 1. Inside corner, a ball and a strike. One of the things that makes him so tough to hit, the ability to put his pitches right on the black.
Yeah, I mean, you watch the catcher's glove on some of these, and it literally does not move. That's how good his stuff is.
Swing and a ball hit out toward right center. And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. Royals leave one. They trail in this one 3-0. Yoenis Cespedes will dig in now as he'll lead things off for the Mets in their half of the sixth.
Well, you know, he's been on base twice in this one already, so let's see if he can do it again.
Oh, and he looks like he's swinging a garden hose out there as this is cut on and missed for strike one.
And for as bad as he missed that pitch, you can bet we're going to see that again before this at-bat's over.
A windup and the 0-1. Swung on and hit in the air to left. Gordon is there, one away.
Now batting, right fielder, Curtis Granderson.
Curtis Granderson will come forward now. He has flied out and singled so far. Yeah, we see a lefty and a right-hander start to loosen up in the bullpen. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And he'll start him with a slider that's taken down and away for ball one.
Yeah, and when that pitch starts off outside, it's much easier to get a better view of it and then just lay off.
Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. And a fastball that's about off the radar screen there. It's 2-0. Late swing on the hitter's count. Still a good count for him now, however, at 2-1. One out, nobody on. And Granderson trying to work his way aboard. He's got it to 3-1 now.
And like most guys, the further ahead in the count he gets, the more dangerous he becomes. He's going to lock in on one pitch, one zone, and he'll hurt you if he guesses right.
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. And the good fastball there finds the zone as the count goes full now. 3-2.
And even 3-2, I don't know if you want to challenge him here. Better to put him on than to give up a solo home run.
Hard hit ball to second. Throw gets him, 2 down.
The batter, number 22, second baseman, Neil Walker.
Digging in, Neil Walker. He'll swing it from the left side right here.
You know, he's just flat out a better hitter from the left side. He's a switch hitter, but it's no secret this is his favorite side to hit from.
First offering on its way. Swing and a little tapper. That rolls foul for strike one. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Pulled toward right center field. Kane is after it. And the inning is over. Mets go down 1-2-3. But they're on top by a count of 3-0. Jimmy Rollins will come forward now to start out their half of the sixth, and they've found it rough sailing against this starter so far as he's yielded just 2 hits through the first 5.
Not too many hard hit balls there either. He's had them off balance all game.
And he takes a cold strike, 0-1. He continues to get ahead here. He's been in complete control.
I think you need to guard yourself from being overconfident, though. A bloop and a blast could still turn this game on its ear.
Rollins swings and misses as he's behind here 0-2. I'll tell you, he's been living on that corner all afternoon.
And you can tell guys at the plate, they're starting to get frustrated. He just hasn't made many mistakes at all, and when he has, they've been out of the zone.
Boy, tough to lay off, but he's glad he did. It's 1-2 now.
Maybe a good opportunity here to show him a changeup, give him a different look.
Swing and a high pop-up back onto the outfield grass now. Cochran retreats to the outfield grass, and he has it for round number 1.
And sometimes this is all you have to do. Throw a ton of strikes and keep the ball in the yard. It's worked for him so far.
Will Venable will stand in, and he, like so many others, hitless in the ballgame so far.
Well, we've been talking about it a lot, but this offense is just getting shut down right now. And we've seen some really fantastic pitching in this one.
And a high strike there, 0-1. A lot of movement that time. It's 0-2.
Boy, he is putting on a clinic out there right now. These guys don't know what to look for.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Hit in the air out to straightaway left field. Cespedes is there. And he makes the catch for the second out.
And I'll tell you what, a 3-0 lead with the way this guy's throwing must look like a 10-0 lead to these guys. I mean, they just haven't been able to solve him at all so far.
Lorenzo Cain will stride forward now. He's bounced out a couple of times already here in the ball game.
Just a little off on his earlier swings, guys. You've got to keep that top hand palm up through contact to keep from rolling over.
Out in front of it, strike 1. Hard liner toward short, but this will find the shortstop's glove for the 3rd out of the inning. Royals go down 1-2-3. They trail it here 3-0. Back here at Kauffman Stadium here in Kansas City. Getting set for the 7th inning now with the Mets out on top. But first, let's check out the game summary through the first 6 innings of baseball. Alonzo Cochran will stand in here to start the 7th in a game that's been sailing along to this point.
Yeah, good thing we don't get paid by the hour, man. This game has flown by.
On the ground up the middle. And that's a base hit. So a little first pitch swing in there as he's on to kick off the inning.
Boy, you talk about a ball having eyes. First off, he's fortunate to get this one by the pitcher. It's not hit especially hard, but you'll see it get past second base where neither middle infielder can track it down. And it'll make its way into center field.
Here's the third baseman, David Wright. As he'll pick on the first pitch and hit a ground ball towards second. And a reach to his backhand side at second, but this finds a way by.
Oh, yeah, he's got that magic wand going now. That's his 3rd hit in 4 trips, all of them singles. And he's been a tough out all game long.
Bryant Tyner will stand in now, and he's been kept quiet out of the number 3 hole, hitless in his 3 at-bats so far.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely one of the better hitters in this lineup, and that's why he's in the middle of the order. He just hasn't been able to get it going today. It happens.
Now a pickoff play at second, and he'll get back in standing. And he'll turn and throw back to second again, keeping particularly close tabs on him.
Must think something's up.
And again a throw, and they got him.
Yeah, not a real heady base running move right there. He's got thoughts of going to third, and then he thinks better of it, and by then, he's a dead duck out there trying to make it back to second.
Here's a slider that's inside, 1-0. A look here at the hits per side here in the late going. Runners on first with one down. Hit the other way out toward right field. Venables there. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are two away.
Well, you know as well as I do, EK, that there's a big difference between going the other way with a pitch and just flat out being late. That's why he couldn't really drive that ball to right field.
Standing in now, Mark Piazza. And he just gets a piece there as this is chopped foul. A runner on first with two away. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Hit sharply toward the right side, and that's in there, base hit. And that runner will go no further than second as there are two aboard now.
Yeah, and you know, he just couldn't put him away here with two strikes. He goes to the fastball, hoping to get out of the inning, but this is hit pretty hard, and now he's got a second man on base to deal with, two away.
Into the box, Basil Padilla. Drilled right back up the middle. Throw on to second for the force, and the side is retired. Two left for the Mets, but they lead it 3-0. Eric Hosmer will stand in for the third time now, still without a hit, so that streak could be in a bit of jeopardy.
And I think that's in the back of his mind, but it's not something he's really focused on. He just wants to get up there and put a good swing on the ball.
Harvey's ready. First pitch on its way. The fastball here as he'll take a look at ball one. 1-0.
Well, one thing we've seen from this guy on the mound so far, when he makes bad pitches, they typically miss out of the strike zone. They don't miss in the zone where they can be crushed.
And a strike to even the count. 1-1.
Here's a guy that understands. It's all about getting on base at this point, so good idea there just to wait for strike one.
Tap fouled at home plate. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out.
All right, let's give you a better look here at this four-pitch sequence on ShowTrack. You'll see him get ahead early by working the outer half of the plate. All three pitches on the outer half. Then they come on the inner half for pitch number 4, and he's got no answer.
Here's the left fielder, Alex Gordon. As he will take strike one on the fastball here. No balls and a strike.
Well, he's really kept himself in the game here by throwing first pitch strikes to about 70% of the batters he's faced. That's kept him in the ball game and kept his team in the ball game.
Here's a swing and a high pop-up. Right is there for it. Makes the play, and there are two gone now.
Boy, this guy's got him the lead back in the very first inning, and he hasn't looked back since. He's had everything go his way so far, and this inning's turning out to be no exception.
Adam Lind will come in now with two away, and to this point at least, so much for having the 3, 4, 5 guys get the rally started.
Yeah, it's been an important inning for that man out there on the mound. He's held his ground, and he may get through the teeth of this lineup, still holding on to that lead.
First pitch coming. Here it is. And he'll look at a fastball that doesn't miss by a whole lot. It's 1-0. on the corner away, a ball and a strike.
Yeah, showing no fear there. He put the pitch right at the letters away, but that guy didn't want any part of it.
Up high, 2-1 now. Everything away here, and with pretty good reason.
Yeah, they'll say, left field, it's all yours. You want to beat us that way? Go ahead and do it.
2 out, nobody on. Squared that one up just a little late. Ball 3. 3-2 now.
And this late into his afternoon of work, the longer this at-bat goes, the better chance that he might slip up and leave one out over the middle of the plate.
And a fastball misses there, ball 4.
Just the first walk he's given up here so far to go along with just the 2 hits. So he's been pretty well in command throughout this entire start.
Salvador Perez will dig in now, hoping to perhaps make him pay for the 2-out walk. First pitch of the at-bat. Now a fastball to start things out. Didn't miss by a lot, but it's 1-0. 2 out with the man at first. Fastball got him to swing through it. It's 1-1.
And if I didn't know any better, I think this was his first inning out there. He's still throwing the ball with a lot of velocity.
A 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Foul right at the plate. The count moves now to 1-2. Ready on 1-2. And a slider runs away from him there, and the count levels at 2-2.
Yeah, that's a great pitch on 1-2. You start it in the zone, and hopefully you'll get that guy thinking he needs to protect. It turned out to be a good take.
He's ready with the 2-2 pitch. A little late with the swing, but he stays alive. Still 2-2. Still 2-2. On the ground near home, but it gets foul.
Just finding a way to stay alive up there.
Two and 2 count. Here it comes. Here's a high pop-up. Right is there for it. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Add another 0 as it's up to 7 shutout innings so far. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. The Mets lead this one 3-0. Seth Gilliam is out from the bullpen now as he'll get the call here on opening day.
Seth Gilliam.
Leading off the inning, Lucas Duda, as they'll look for some added insurance before the bottom half of the inning.
And so far in this ballgame, he hasn't even been on base yet, so we'll see if he can make an adjustment here.
On to the 8th now, as the first pitch is a fastball that's looked at for ball 1. That one will get out of play, and the count evens up at 1-1. 1-1, here it is. And that fastball's too much for him there, 1-2. Ready to deliver the 1-2. Popped high in the air. There is Moustakas to look it in for the first out.
The left fielder, number 50.
Time to take a look at our starter comparison to this point, and the telling numbers can be found on the left side of your screen. Zeros in the run and earned run columns. Yoenis Cespedes steps in, working on a 1-for-2 game so far. First pitch on its way. Chop foul at the plate, strike one. Now a pitch popped up. Should be enough room for Perez behind the plate. And he'll stay with it to put it away as they get their man here for the second out. A couple of good pitching performances by both clubs here. 3-0 our score as you get a look there at the inning-by-inning recap through the first 7 and change. Digging in, Curtis Granderson. He got on top of one and was a ground-out victim last time. From the stretch. Now a swing and a miss. Took something off that one, and it's strike one.
Boy, when he's got that thing going good, it just takes a nosedive right at the end.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind 0-2. Oh, high, deep. That is a moonshot, folks. A long home run. A solo home run for Curtis Granderson. And the Mets have jumped out to a 4-0 lead.
Oh, that's a huge home run right here in the 8th, because that moves the lead to 4 runs now. Of course, a lot can happen between now and the bottom of the 9th. But for the time being, you wonder if they even need to turn to their closer in what would be a non-save situation.
Now batting.
Here's Neil Walker. As he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball 1-0. That'll be a souvenir, and the count will move to 1-1. Hit on the ground to short. Taken in by Rollins. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. But the Mets are able to tack on one thanks to the solo homer. Home half of the 8th coming up. It's now 4-0 New York. Mike Moustakas will stand in to start out their half of the 8th with that starter still out there, and he's definitely been a tough nut to crack.
No, he's been dominant all game long, and I think part of it is that he got himself a nice lead early on, and that's allowed him to not really worry about making a mistake. He's been free and easy the whole way through.
And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. Well, the guy you see right there has been terrific. But will they let him work these final 2 innings?
Well, I think the pitch count is in his favor. Everybody pays a lot of attention to that. So barring a huge spike right here in the 8th, I don't see any reason why he can't get these final 6 outs.
But this is right at him in right field as he hardly has to move to take it in for the first out.
Yeah, he just keeps rolling right along. Shut out intact as you get a look at his line so far. Through 7 1/3 innings now, they have just not been able to mount any type of offense against him at all.
Omar Infante will stand in again. He's flown out in each of his first 2 plate appearances thus far.
Yeah, and he just needs to make a small adjustment and stay through the middle of the ball. Think about hitting a line drive right back up the middle.
And he pours this one in at the letters, 0-1. One out, nobody on. Pulled high in the air out to left field. Cespedes is after it. He makes the play. Really had to hustle to get to that one. Two gone now.
Now batting, shortstop.
Can't ask for much more out of a starting pitcher. Working on a 2-hit shutout right now.
Jimmy Rollins will stand in as they're quickly down to their final 4 outs tonight.
And Matt, they'd like nothing more than to ignite a 2-out rally right here. Maybe scratch at least one across before the 9th.
And he just keeps rolling along as he starts another batter out with strike one.
I like how he's approaching things here. He's got a good, safe lead, so he's not setting guys up or wasting a lot of pitches. He's coming right after everybody.
Harvey steps into his windup. Here it is on 0-1. Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole, 0-2.
Huh. He's feeling it now. I mean, this is turning into a clinic out there.
Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. KC down in order. They trail here 4-0. Lewis Coleman come on now to start the 9th inning as he looks to keep this deficit right where it is for the bottom of the 9th. Alonzo Cochran will be the first one to greet him here as he'll be forced to turn around and hit from the left side now.
Well, you know he's feeling good at the plate, so he's already got 2 hits in this game, looking for another one.
Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air over toward foul ground. And he'll stay with it here as he puts the squeeze on it for out number 1.
Well, nothing better than a first pitch pop-up to start the inning. And you'll take that every time.
Settling in now, David Wright. He'll look to keep it going, 3 for 4 so far in the ball game. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. And this is fouled back and out of play. And he'll try to take control of the inside part of the plate with the fastball as he backs him off a bit.
Well, nothing wrong with that. As much as it pains me to say, pitchers have the right to work inside.
Now a pitch popped up. Should be enough room for Perez behind the plate. And he'll put this one away in foul territory for the 2nd out.
And at this point in the game, your defenders will love you for this. He's been able to pick up the first 2 outs of the inning here on just 4 pitches.
Bryant Tyner struggling so far in this one. He'll look to erase his 0 for 4 ball game with a base hit right here.
Oh, man, it's never fun to go over, but let's see if he can find a way to climb out of it.
Hey now.
Counts 1-0.
Well, should be 2-0, but he goes way out of the zone to go after that one, and it's even 1-1.
And that slider's going to make some guys look bad. When he's throwing it good, it's a really tough pitch to get a handle on.
In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. Here's the 1-2 delivery. The 1-2 offering looked like a slider that time, but it's 2-2. A little late on the fastball, but he's able to spoil that one off, and he'll get another chance. A full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mark Piazza would be next. And he takes ball 4, so he's on. And as you know, that often means the steal could be in order here.
And I may not know a whole lot about pitching, but what I do know is this is not the guy you want to be putting on base with a walk. That definitely puts the stolen base in order now with 2 away.
Mark Piazza will dig in now, hoping to perhaps make him pay for the 2-out walk. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Chopped foul right at home plate. And a pitch out, nothing doing though, and that's ball 1. A runner on first with 2 away. Line toward the gap in left center. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit.
Yeah, he's swinging a pretty hot bat here. 3 for 4 now after the base hit. And that wasn't a little bleeder. That ball was smoked.
Into the box now, Basil Padilla, as the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1.
He's going to have to punch his way off the ropes now.
Runs outside, so it goes to 2-0 now. Two down, runners at first and second. And whoa, there's a swing he'd like back. It's 2-1 now.
And we see this quite a bit. Guys, they get over anxious when they've got a chance to pick up an RBI or 2. That's a great time for something off speed.
Starts to go around here, but it doesn't matter. This is strike 2 anyway. And he struck him out. So a good pitch there, and now they're going to need to string some hits together in this last at-bat if they want to get back in this thing. 2 left for the Mets. They lead it 4-0. Will Venable will stand in to lead things off, as the top of this batting order really hasn't been much of a factor so far.
Yeah, and between the top 3 guys in this lineup, no hits between them. And you got to figure you're not going to win too many games when that's the case.
Drops in a strike to start the at-bat, 0-1.
Yeah, and it seems like you kind of got away from that pitch here in the last few innings. You got to think about bringing that one right back.
And it's quickly 0-2. Tried to get him to go after one below the knees, but it's 1-2.
On 0-2, if that's a curveball, a changeup, a sinker, then maybe you get a guy to chase. But it's much easier to lay off a pitch down there when it's a straight fastball.
And a half swing that time, but it's a full swing in the eyes of the umpire, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Yeah, only 2 outs now stand between him and his shutout. And the way he's throwing the ball, doesn't look like he's going to have too much trouble getting it.
Lorenzo Cain will stand in, needing to do something here to get on base as they're down to their final 2 outs.
Yeah, and you just can't worry about the score right here. You just got to be able to string together a couple of base runners and take it 1 pitch at a time, 1 runner at a time.
And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike 1.
Boy, it's one thing for a reliever to come in out of the pen and throw 100 miles an hour for 15 pitches or so. But he's right up there around the century mark now, and he's still throwing hard.
Swing, line drive. That's going to be trouble. Cain on his way to second. And he'll cruise into the bag at second with a one-out double. So he waited till the 9th inning, but he comes through here to extend the hit streak. That was close.
Every time he comes to the plate, the pressure gets bigger and bigger. He waited until the 9th inning, but got it done.
Eric Hosmer will step in now as his guys look for a breakthrough here with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, and it's been a long time coming. They haven't done anything with their opportunities so far. Maybe this will be the time that they finally crack the scoreboard.
Harvey pauses. Here's the first pitch. Now a swing and a fly ball. And that's going to wind up hooking just a bit foul, so a missed opportunity there. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Fastball called for strike 2. Now a ball hit down the line in the air. This has a chance, and oh, it's high off the foul pole for a home run. A 2-run home run off the bat of Eric Hosmer. And the Royals draw closer here. It's now a 4-2 ball game.
Well, that's going to put him on the board for the very first time here, but how close was this to being a foul ball? Obviously very close because it hit the darn foul pole. But hey, they were about due for something to go their way, and they get a big break here.
Now time is called, and this might be to buy a little time for that reliever to get loose. Now the New York manager's up off the bench on his way to the mound. And he's already made the change. That's going to do it for Matt Harvey. So a strong performance here as he worked his way into the 9th, but he'll let the bullpen try and close with the final 2 outs. Rolando Henderson is on now to try to close things down here in the 9th.
Rolando Henderson.
Alex Gordon will be the first one to greet him as he'll start fresh here with the bases empty following the home run.
When you're 0 for 3 in a game already, I think you're really happy to see a new pitcher in this ballgame. Maybe something will change for him.
And that's in there for strike 1. Now this ball is drilled again to the right field corner. The 0-2 home. Again, he sends it out of play. Bases are empty, one man out. Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1 and 2. 4 pitches. Fast, slow, fast, slow. EK, you thinking fastball here?
It seems to fit the pattern, but you better not get too predictable out there. Guys will catch on quick.
And that is swung on and missed, and things are starting to look bleak here for the home 9. There are 2 away now.
Well, there's the true definition of a power arm out of the bullpen. He just reared back and said, go ahead, try to hit it. And he blew that 4-seamer right by the guy.
Here's Adam Lind. Curveball, and that misses in the dirt for ball 1. A little late on this one as it's lifted the other way down the left field line. And he'll put this one away for the final out. And the Mets move to 1-0 on the young season as this ball game is over.
And a good job here to come in and finish this one off. And in doing so, he's going to pick up his first save of the year.
Before we take our leave, time for a look at our final line score here in what turned out to be a close 2-run victory. Well, you always hope to get a good outing from your starting pitcher, but this man went above and beyond in this one. He's our top player of the game.
And you have to feel good for that guy right there. The games finally count, and he comes out on opening day and turns in a great performance. Now, that's how you want to get your season started.
About do it. For Eric Karros, Steve Lyons, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out theshownation.com. The Mets come out on top 4-2. So long from Kansas City.